These include the fresh vetting of all senior accountants and procurement officers, as well as enhanced lifestyle audits. We have also provided resources to our investigatory agencies that are working to bring cases against the corrupt in order to deter these crimes. To consolidate the gains we are making, the EACC should promulgate regulations and guidelines to enable all investigative agencies to access wealth declaration of all state and public officers. Further, both the Directorate of Criminal Investigation and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission will also be streamlined so that they can complement each other. I have also in the process directed actions that will reduce wastage of public funds and make government departments more accountable and efficient. I am indeed aware that every taxpayer's shilling is hard-earned and that it must be translated to services that make a positive impact in the lives of our people. I want today for everyone in Kenya to know that no matter your standing in society, we are all equal before the law. Cases against corrupt acts are being built against persons who may have thought themselves untouchable. And the ongoing prosecutions will not just be limited to senior public servants who betrayed their oaths of faith of office, but also their accomplices in the private sector, including the professionals who aid in the laundering of stolen public money. My fellow Kenyans, we must accept that corruption is lethal, and as such, we must do all within our power to eliminate it. Fellow Kenyans, I and most Kenyans are deeply concerned about the number of serious road accidents, including the one that recently happened, killing more than 40 people just because of the greed of a few of our servicemen. I expect the National Police Service to take every measure to combat the culture of bribery that allows cars that are not roadworthy or are being driven recklessly to remain on the road. Going forward, I direct the Ministry of Interior, together with the police leadership, to take every step to reverse the situation, especially in taking advantage of the new police reforms to deliver a noticeable improvement in the regulation of traffic. Equally important, passengers and drivers must be responsive to safety. If you are in a matatu being driven recklessly, speak up as a group and refuse for your lives and those of other road users to be endangered. Fellow Kenyans, it would not be right for me to fail also to applaud all honest and hard-working public officers and police officers. There are many of you within the ranks of government. And on behalf of the people of Kenya, I thank you for remaining resolute, especially on this day that we celebrate our heroes, for you too are heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you all, in the love of our great nation, to join me in fighting this evil. Let us shame the corrupt and refuse to honor them. And let us teach our children to protect their reputation and that of their family by growing up to be honest adults. Fellow Kenyans, I know that Kenyans are going through tough times in terms of livelihood, and I am committed to ensuring that these difficulties come to an end as we all work hard together to structure our economy so that it grows strongly in ways that improve and impact on the daily lives of Kenyans. When I was seeking your mandate for a second term, Kenyans put it clearly to me what challenges they were facing and those that needed to be prioritized. They said they required a decent roof over their heads, to be able to afford to have food on their table, to access affordable health care, as well as jobs for our young people. And hence the Big Four agenda is designed against this backdrop and is being implemented to make real differences to the lives of our people. We aim to deliver 500,000 affordable housing units by 2022, universal health care for all, food and nutritional security, and sharply grow the manufacturing sector and value addition of agricultural products. What this means is that carpenters and builders will get a lot more work and more farmers will prosper, jobs will be created in factories, and these in turn will create even more work for Kenyans. Jobs also will be created and livelihoods improved as we also begin direct flights between Kenya and the United States that will begin in a week's time. And in this regard, we are proud of the work that has been done by our teams to meet the high security standards that these direct flights require. There will now be more tourists, more investment, and a greater flow of goods. Most Kenyans may never take the flights, but millions of us will have more money in our pockets because of the opportunities arising from that connectivity. We will also do better in supporting our farmers, whose hard work is the backbone of our country's economy. We must reduce costs of production and ensure that they receive timely payments. Here in Western Kenya, my administration has consistently focused on supporting sugar farming and production. And really, it is not acceptable that cane factories have been collecting cane from farmers and not paying for it, while we know very well that the demand for sugar has been on the rise. After discussions with leaders, today I directed the Ministry of Agriculture and the National Treasury to immediately put in place a framework to pay sugarcane farmers, but after auditing the 2.6 billion Kenya shillings, which is the outstanding amount owed to them, isilipwe watu ambao wataenda kuingiza pesa hiyo kwa mifuko yao. Hii ni pesa ya mkulima. On the part of sugarcane farmers, I also encourage you, all of you, to sell your produce to the factories that are well run and who pay on time. Selling to the informal markets is undermining the farmers' incomes and reversing the development of a proper sugar industry. Having said that, the factories that are not paying farmers promptly need to step up seriously their obligations in a timely and convenient manner. I need not tell you how important sugarcane is for the farmers and families in this region, nor that they have recently been unable to receive payments. Farmers who have labored long and hard. And that is why I instructed that a task force be established, chaired by the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Governor Wycliffe Oparanya, to report within the month with the recommendations for restructuring this industry. Furthermore, we cannot overemphasize the importance of maize in our country. So we will make sure that our farmers are paid. And again, I also direct that a second task force be constituted, again by the CS Agriculture, and Governors Patrick Kahemba and Jackson Mandago to look into bringing a lasting solution to maize farming in our country. Cotton farming was once a major source of income and livelihood for many people in this region. And as such, I have instructed the Ministry of Health